get what Bade Adele will be telling us before we come back to talk more on some of these issues and highlights.
Hello again, it's good to be back to take you on a quick ride round the world of sports in 240 seconds. Nigeria's D Tigers are through to the semi-finals of the 2021 Women's Afrobasket after recording a 72-56 win over familiar foes, Cote d'Ivoire. The 2019 champions led from the get-go and never looked back till the end of the game. They will now face Mozambique or Senegal in their last four encounter. Youth and Sports Development Minister Sunday Dare has charged Nigeria's Super Falcons to learn from Tuesday's loss to South Africa's Bayana in the final game of the Aisha Buhari Cup. The Nigerian ladies were outclassed by their opponents 4-2 in the final game of the inaugural edition of the Invitational Tournament against the expectations of many who had thronged the match venue to support them. Dare told the record African champions that they do not have to dwell on their disappointing loss as they need to focus on their next assignment, which is a clash with Ghana's Black Queens. Africa's most successful team at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup, the Falconets of Nigeria, will on Saturday commence another race to qualify for the global tournament when they face their counterparts from the Central African Republic in the city of Douala, Cameroon. Head coach Christopher Danjuma has picked 23 players from the group that has been training in Abuja for weeks now. The Falconets have played in every edition of the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup since inception, winning a silver medal, winning silver medals in 2010 and 2014, and were semi-finalists in 2012. The Nigeria Women's Football League has announced that the 2021-2022 Premiership season will commence on the 8th of December 2021 and end in May 2022. Making the announcement on Wednesday after its Congress in Lagos, the organizers of the league further revealed that the new season will be played in a abridged format, with a total of 14 clubs participating. The two groups, known as Northern and Southern Conferences, will have 7 clubs each.
Very beautiful there, Bade Daily, as usual, Barry, giving us the tonic of and the focus of what we should be discussing at this moment. And I must tell you that anytime, anywhere you go, this is just the latest of the happenings in the world of sports. And today, we're also fortunate to have Bade back on seat here. Together, we shall be looking at some of these issues and also making in-depth analysis and also dissecting some of these issues on the way forward for our own various sports in this country. Now, I want to welcome Bade Adele. Bade, you're looking cool this afternoon.
Just like you're representing us now.
The weather
today
seems to be clement after a serious torrential downpour yesterday. Today it seems to be sunny.
Sure, but some people felt it at Old Trafford in England. That was on Wednesday night. Nice to be here.
Don't worry, don't jump the gun. Don't worry, don't worry. That does not mean we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Well, by the way, we've seen a couple of some of these stories you've highlighted. Talking about Eibar captain, I think good news for him. After a long slam on the ban on him, and now it has been reduced to like 6 months, and probably he will be returning earlier than the former date of 1 year without playing football, participating in football activities.
It's beautiful. If you're basing it on the grounds of the appeal, but looking at the whole situation, like when it comes to sports, rules are rules, and you cannot just break anyone. Once you know that you want to take a specific drug that has a banned substance, inform the authorities. So don't say it was because I had headache or stomach pain or something, that was why I took it. No, you have to inform them, because at some point it's more or less that like they own your body. They want to know what's going in and what's coming out. So you have to be very much careful. So how did they even find themselves in that type of situation? Well, it has happened, like the Wale say, it has happened, it has happened. We need to move on. 6 months, it's going to be a tough one on him, especially being the captain, seeing your team play, and you feel that you can help them, to change results and all of that. But we'll be back after the new year, just after celebrating Christmas. So let's see what really happens.
Okay, but you're invariably saying that the rule must be applied.
Of course.
Okay, and I think it's a very bad one for his footballing career. But we hope that he gets over it and probably comes back to playing times and also helping Eyimba to the winning ways that we used to know Eyimba.
That would be beautiful.
Quickly, Badia Dele, women football in Nigeria, I think it seems to be the attention now, even though we see, okay, our Super Falcons, perform, should I say, abysmally or beyond expectations.
Of course.
At home losing to the young, hot and vibrant Banyana of South Africa at the just concluded Aisha Buhari Cup. Now, juxtapose it with this as my question. Glory, credit given to the First Lady for bringing such, a competition to let the girl child or the ladies also know that you have a sense of belonging.
Abdullah, beautiful. The initiative, we've always wanted something for the women, and it's very beautiful that the First Lady, supported that. And, so many African countries, even the winning country, you could see the way they celebrated it. It tells you that there's something special. And for Nigeria, when it comes to tourism, showcasing, football to women's football in Nigeria, it's been a long time. We've seen, that crowd at such venues, considering the pandemic and all that. The two stadia in Lagos, seeing that, type of attention, seeing that type of great, matches, being played there. And of course, we saw, the coverage and all that. It's really beautiful. And of course, so many things were showcased about Nigeria, the rich Nigerian culture. We saw that before matches, the opening ceremony and the closing ceremony. That was very much beautiful. But if you're going to look at the other side, everybody, you feel that the Super Falcons of Nigeria, being the record African champions, is just supposed to be a stroll in the park for them. Well, it wasn't really easy. It was like that game, Abdullah, I do not really know how to describe it. It comes to a time that, when you're so used to making tea, maybe you're using honey or you're using sugar and all that. When you put it together, at times when it's perfect, you're trying to change some things about it, might even, water down everything, and it doesn't go well. And I think that's what's going with the Super Falcons of Nigeria. I told you here last week that once you're the best, remember that people are definitely going to catch up. But for the Super Falcons of Nigeria, it's not that people have caught up with them. It's that they've descended to meet those people coming up.
Well, the arguments we've heard out there is that from the match we saw on the final day between South Africa and the Nigeria Super Falcons is a pointer to the fact that probably some of your players are beginning to warn out. That is a signal for you to say, oh, let's begin to recruit a team that will, perfectly succeed the Super Falcons that are celebrated as African best for over a decade.
Abdullah, what you've just said is like, hitting the nail on its very head. At the back of our defense, center of the defense, we have, the former captain, maybe. I told you last week that very close to 40. At 38, still leading. No, that's not even the problem. That just tells you something about the Super Falcons of Nigeria. To be fair, you have the young, like Monday Gift and all that, still very much young. People of like middle age, with like Oshuala and all that. Then the experienced one. But that's not really the problem. We can say all that. We've seen the change of goalkeepers and all that, many things there. But this just tells you that something is really wrong. Are we doing the right thing when it comes to, this women's football? When you discover stars, how, do you follow their, development and all that? There was a time we discovered Rashidat Ajibade what do you do with that these days? It's like the attention is going to be on Monday gift now, or what's going to happen. So everything, right from the time that, the former coach was brought in, and I think what we experienced during his time, that, everything went down when it comes to women's football in Nigeria. Randy Waldrum is doing a great job, but this, a wake-up call, because they, as in, I will use your word, they were abysmal. That performance was more than, being below par, because the Super Falcons of Nigeria, record African champions, playing in Lagos, not somewhere else, going down 3-0, first half. Abdullah, there is no way to capture that.
Badi Adele, I think let us not lament too much, because I think South Africa is still basking in the euphoria of
and they
their victory here in Nigeria. So let's quickly now, before we leave women football totally, think we have two more issues, talking about the Super Falconets and also the new season for the Nigerian Women Football League. Now, a new development, two conferences, A and B, 14 teams. Do you see this as a positive introduction?
Abdullah, I think it will be to an extent, because there's something that they're avoiding. What happened last season, the league was going on smoothly. Bayelsa Queens were leading and everything was fine. All of a sudden, we got the meeting that the league was going to end just that way, and they were going for a Super Six. And at the end of the day, a team like Bayelsa Queens, that they were doing so well, they did not even qualify for anything. They almost, finished in the bottom when it comes to the top six. That's, really an issue, and that's what we've always been talking about. We're going to have 7 teams now, and at the end of the day, they're going to go for a Super Six playoff. Let's see how that is going to go. But what I just believe is that Abdullah was really wrong. What is the problem? The league ended some months ago, and now we don't even have plans to bring back the league until December the 8th. That's months from this time. We're still very much far away. About 8 weeks, about 9 weeks, 10 weeks. So are they going to be preparing the grounds for these players to come play and all that? That means we're not serious. We should take this as serious business in Nigeria. I don't even think they've found a sponsor and all that. So women's football, we still need more attention. When the FIFA grant, they said some went to them at some point. What did they do with it? So a lot of questions to be asked. But the fact is, if they're going to have the two conferences to have a very good league season, it will be very good. And for the Falconets, we know they're not going to be like the Super Falcons of Nigeria. The Falconets, I can tell you, they're going to make a minced meat of CAR.
You think they have the wings to fly?
More than the wings.
Okay, well, join this conversation by dialing the number to be part of this discussion, as Bade Adele is dropping the points very hot here in the studio of NT Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity Station. And don't forget, it's Capital Sports, one of the best places to be at this time. Now, Bade Adele, quickly, now, the Tigress, making us proud, ruling on top of their world, ruling the African continent. I think, like somebody said outside there, that they can rule for 5 years in the meantime, and I think they are not doing badly. And I think that statement probably will come to fruition, going by the antecedent of what we've seen so far at the Afro Baskets.
Abdullah, we must give it to the team, the Tigers. They've done so well, and they've made the country proud. But before we go further, I will let you know that this is not their best. This is not the best team we've seen recently. It's just that, well, it's good. They are still good enough for the competition. But if this were, if they were like this years ago, they wouldn't have gone far, especially in 2019. But they are okay, and they are getting better with every game. As each game progresses, they are, showing what they are made of. And it's beautiful to see what they did today, getting 72 to 56 against Cote d'Ivoire. They've played them severally. But they know that, when it comes to, winning the competition, I don't think it would have been Cote d'Ivoire that would have stopped them, because the way they even got to the quarterfinals, they had to go they did not qualify from the group. they had to go through another channel to get into the quarterfinals. So let's give it to the Super Falcon, the Tigers, I beg your pardon. They will be facing either Mozambique or, or Senegal. And like what some people, when they, get to hear of Mozambique, they think maybe it's just, they are minors. But I can tell you, their first sport is basketball, not football. So you cannot say they are pushovers. And of course, Senegal, when it comes to basketball, don't say. So I don't think it's going to get easier for them, but I think they're up to the task.
But I am upbeat that I think Mozambique should ask Ivory Coast. She also ask which team did you beat to get to the quarterfinals.
Mali,
so I think Nigerians will go back to the drawing board.
Yes, they're getting better.
Look for a best formula to tackle Mozambique, and probably I see us emerging
champions again.
Champions again, Badia Dele. I'm so much positive on that. Well, like I said, be a part of this program by calling into the studio line to also be parts of the conversation. And Badia Dele, like I said, is not looking back and dropping some of these points as they're very red hot here. Now, Badia Dele, quickly, Naomi Osaka is pulled out of the Indian Wells, and what seems to be happening to her? This one lady that we thought will take over the tennis world, the female tennis world, and probably ruled for about like a decade, but the story seems to be like tipsy-turvy, and she's neither here nor there.
Abdullah, two things about Naomi Osaka. Even when there was no problem of mental health issues, she will always carefully select the competitions that she will compete in, and that's why most times she will hardly lose. She would have prepared herself and considered her strong points and weak points, and that's how she has won the U.S. Open and most of the competitions she has won. She has always come with a well-planned itinerary and all that. But looking at the other one, there's something that I still think the whole world really needs to be very much awake when it comes to it, and this is mental health issue. You should understand that this is very serious, and we keep talking about it every day, every now and then, because for time and again this lady came out has talked about her not being comfortable facing the media, and I don't think the WTA, Women's Tennis Association, at any point really had a one-on-one with her. She talked about sending mails, exchanging mails and all that, but she's so scared, and it's a big problem at the moment. It's better for her to fix issues. We thought she was going to do well at at the Olympics, and she was the star girl, the poster girl, but she crashed out and she couldn't get anything. She went to another tournament, she got beaten. So it's not really easy at the moment, and I think since we're done with the last Grand Slam of the year, it would be good for her to just end her 2021 season. She should come back. We would like to see her in Melbourne 2022.
But don't you think Naomi should have a better media management or a PR management? I see probably her having problem with the media. Why must you have problem with the media? Sometimes she feels she's she needs free time. Probably the media is not understanding her and not giving her good publicity. I think she should fix problems and probably come take over the world again in the world of sport. But I think we just missed a call. But before we get the callers back on the line, yesterday was a very sad one for the Red Devils. What happened to